Hello friends, it's Lisa and welcome to my bullet journal setup for the month of December. I cannot believe it is already December. We are at the final journal with me video for this year. This year has just flown by. It's gone by so fast and I just can't believe this is the final month in this journal, but I'm really excited to share my December spreads with you all. So of course, for December, I wanted to do a winter Christmassy theme. I apologize to anyone who may be looking for a December theme that isn't to do with Christmas or the holidays, but I just love Christmas so much and it makes me so happy. So I feel like every year I maybe think about doing something not Christmassy in December and then I just can't help myself. So I decided to do this kind of just like a Christmas scene. You'll see I'm cutting out this window and I kind of create this Christmassy scene inside, but I took my X-Acto knife to cut out the window panes and I did it in 2 pages so that I could put a clear kind of translucent piece of paper in between the 2 pages and create this kind of like frosted window look. I feel like this might be a little bit difficult for me to explain, but I actually saw someone do this in a journaling video that I watched like last year, and I searched for it for quite a while and couldn't find the exact one that I was looking for, but I just cut out the window panes on 2 pages, and then in between those 2 pages, I'm going to glue in a piece of like white tissue paper. I know a lot of people, when they do this kind of translucent window sort of look, they use, I think it's called like vellum paper, but I did not have that, and I just wanted to use kind of what I had access to, especially because I really wanted to do this window thing. So I just used white tissue paper and it kind of achieved the same look. So after I glue the tissue paper in, I glue those 2 pages together that have the cutout for the window, and then it creates this like frosted window sort of look. And when I do the kind of illustration and drawing on the inside, you can kind of see it through the window, which I thought was really cool. And I know so many people have done this before, and I just thought it was really, really fun and very cozy. This also was a bit challenging, a little bit more experimental, I guess, than what I normally do in my journal. It's a bit different. I feel like every time I cut into my journal, I get very nervous, but I think it's really cool when you experiment and do different things, and I definitely want to do more of this next year. I feel like I'll talk about this more in another video. I want to do a video like I did last year where I tier rank my bullet journal themes from the year, and that will be coming soon, hopefully, but in that video I'll talk more about this. But I feel like this year I really struggled with kind of creativity and coming up with my bullet journal themes this year, and just like, I don't know, just struggling to really put in the effort that I wanted to in my journal. And I'm hoping next year I can get more into it and have a little bit more fun with bullet journaling again and really get more creative with it. And I think it was really fun to kind of experiment with that a little bit in this month's theme. So for this like main title page for this month's spreads, I wanted it to kind of look like the outside of the window and then have the rest of the spreads kind of look like the inside of the house. So I just drew some snow on the window and the window ledge, and then drew a bunch of bricks to kind of replicate like what would be the outside of the house. And I wanted to keep everything pretty neutral with like pops of green and red occasionally throughout these spreads. So I colored in some of the bricks with different shades of brown. I didn't color them all in just because I kind of wanted all of the drawings in the theme this month to look a little bit more messy. So if I did make a mistake or if they weren't perfect, it wasn't as noticeable. And then I'm just writing December on the bottom. And then I also take the white Archer and Olive acrylograph pen and try and draw some little white dots across the page to kind of replicate snow. And then that is the title page done for this month. And now we're kind of moving on to the next spread, which is going to be what you can kind of see from the outdoor window. So these 2 pages were a lot of fun to do because they didn't really have a purpose. The only reason I did these is because I wanted to create the scene that you would see when you peek through the window. You see a part of what I draw on the right side through the window, but I wanted to really create a whole scene, make it very cozy, very Christmassy, and it was just really fun to draw different things. And also a lot of the things that I draw on the right side especially kind of show up throughout all of the spreads this month. So I, of course, needed to color in the window. I put some candles on the windowsill as well on the inside. And on the right side, I draw a Christmas tree, a fireplace with a fire going, some stockings hanging off of the fireplace as well. And there's also like some Christmassy prints in frames on the wall. And I also draw some Christmas lights or fairy lights, whatever you call them, across the top of the page just because I feel like this time of year, especially in my house, we just have Christmas lights literally everywhere. I wanted to kind of have that same kind of vibe and just have as many lights and candles and cozy things in these spreads and like in this Christmassy scene as possible. So yeah, that is really what this page is for, just to kind of create that little Christmassy scene that you can see from the outside window. And I thought while we watch me finish up this drawing, it might be fun to kind of chat to you all about the holiday season or just December in general. If you have any exciting plans, any fun things going on, anything you're excited to maybe watch or read. If you are celebrating any holidays, any traditions that you love to have each year, I would love to know anything that is a tradition for you and your family down below. I think that that's so fun, and why I love Christmas so much is because there's so many traditions that me and my family have, and I'm definitely like the worst one. I'm like, no, that's not how we did it last year, so we have to do it the same way every year. I very much love our Christmas traditions, but I think that's why I love the holiday season, because it makes me so nostalgic for my childhood. When we're doing things that we have done for years and years, it's so much fun, and I love watching Christmas movies and drinking lots of hot chocolate and wrapping presents. I will say the wrapping presents thing does get old after the first handful of presents, but it's fun at first. But yeah, I just absolutely love this time of year, and I would love to know if you have any fun things, whether they're holiday related or not, anything you're looking forward to for the end of the year, any maybe goals you have for next year. Just chat to me down below in the comments. I feel like it's been a minute since I've been able to chat with you all. I know I didn't upload a ton in November, so I've just missed you all so much, and I would love to know what's going on in your life and anything you're looking forward to. So now we're moving on to the first like functional helpful spread in this month's theme. This is going to be my calendar spread. So I'm just drawing out the calendar for the month of December and obviously going in to number all the days of the month as well. I kept the calendar pretty simple. I just wanted to have the numbers in there and that's it, because I wanted to have plenty of space to write down any events or any videos that I have going up throughout the month of December. I plan to upload quite a lot this month, so really excited for all of that, but I really just wanted to keep it simple so that I have the space to write when I need. Then I'm just writing December up at the top and creating more of those string lights across the top. I kind of do that with all of the spreads this month. I just think it was really fun to have that like consistent kind of drawing throughout all of them, but also it just added to the coziness of this theme. And of course, I can never leave anything alone. I have to add as much as I possibly can to spreads. I thought that this page with just the lights and the calendar was a little too plain. So I decided to add some more of those like prints, those frames with some Christmassy drawings inside of them. And then I also drew a table with a mug of maybe milk or coffee or whatever it may be, hot chocolate, and a plate of cookies, maybe set out for Santa. I don't know. I just really wanted to encapsulate all of the things about Christmas that I love, all the nostalgia, nostalgia and all of the traditions. So I decided to add that on this spread as well. So now that the calendar's done, we're moving on to some of the spreads that I wanted to create for the specific month of December, the holiday season, and also, yes, that was my cat that jumped on my desk. He did this like 5 or 6 times when I was trying to film this video. So this is one of my like holiday specific spreads. This is a shopping list spread. So I find it really helpful when trying to shop and buy and do all these different things for Christmas season and buying all these things for people. It's really nice to have a place to keep track of everything that I have for each person that I want to get a gift for. It's really nice when you can kind of see it at a quick glance and make sure that you have enough for people if you want to get someone more gifts or whatever it may be. It's just really helpful to have that organized. This is also a spread that's helpful with keeping track of like the progress of the gifts, whether they've been purchased or not, if I ordered them online, if I've purchased them, and if they've shipped and arrived yet, and when I have them wrapped. It's just nice to kind of keep track of the progress of all of the gifts I need to get everyone, and also have all of the gifts kind of organized by person. So I wanted to incorporate the kind of drawings and things on this page, so I just drew the fireplace with some of the picture frames on the side, but I mainly wanted to keep this page pretty blank and pretty open because I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to organize this page. I think my plan is to just write out the names of all of the people I need to shop for and then list all of their gifts underneath their names and then keep track of things that way. But I was thinking that maybe I could do like a table, and then if I've ordered things online, I can kind of check off certain boxes on when they've been ordered and when they've shipped and when they've arrived to people or arrived at my house, whatever it may be. I'm not quite sure how I want to set up this page, so I just kind of kept it pretty empty and pretty blank for me to write whatever I may need to keep track of the things I need to buy this year. And now we're moving on to one of my favorite spreads to include in my December bullet journal setups, and that is a master list of all of the Christmas movies I want to watch each year. I have to include this each year because it's just so satisfying to fill in the little circles once I've watched all the movies that I want to watch. And I actually keep track of the Christmas movies I like to watch on Notion as well, but I just like having it in like a physical form and be able to physically like color in the box once I've watched the movie. And I have quite an extensive list of movies that I like to watch this time of year. There's a lot from my childhood, and there's a lot that I just put on like while I'm wrapping or decorating or whatever it may be. I just put them on in the background, but there's a lot that I like to watch each year. So it's definitely important for me to have this list for me to reference and make sure that I watch everything that I really want to. And definitely leave me a comment down below your favorite Christmas movie or your favorite holiday movie. What's one that you have to watch each December? I'd love to know. And maybe if it's not on my list, I can add it because I'm always looking for as many Christmas movies as possible to watch. So now we're moving on to some of the more normal bullet journal spreads. So this is going to be my habit tracker spread, and I'm once again drawing those lights at the top and drawing the 8 different boxes for the 8 different habits that I want to track. So for the habits that I typically track, I keep track of when I read, when I listen to my audiobook, when I post to YouTube or Instagram, when I do my skincare, when I wash my hair, and when I use mouthwash and when I floss, just because those are some of the ones that I really want to make sure that I am doing as frequently as possible. And it's also just fun to track some of these, but I definitely think in the new year I might reassess the habits that I'm tracking. Some of them I find more helpful than others. So let me know anything that you find really helpful to track if you have a habit tracker, because I'm definitely looking for some new ideas and some new inspiration for next year. And now I'm just working on the kind of illustration on this page, and I kind of have the drawings kind of go across the bottom of both of these pages. So on the habit tracker side, I just decided to draw this chair, this cozy Christmassy chair, and then it kind of goes into the center of the pages where there's a rug and some presents, and then I also draw another table with some cookies and another glass of milk or hot chocolate, whatever it may be. And I just wanted to kind of keep that cozy Christmassy feeling on the bottom of these pages. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to be keeping track of my favorites from the month. So any music, any entertainment things, or any just like general lifestyle or memories that I want to remember from the month of December, that's where I will keep track of those things. And I've been having a lot of fun the past few months, like kind of reflecting on some of my favorite things from the past month. So I wanted to do that again. I wanted to chat about some of my November favorites. So first and foremost, of course, I have to talk about this first. My sister got married in November in the second weekend of the month, and it was so much fun and so emotional. If you know me at all, you know I'm very emotional and I cry very easily. So there were a lot of tears, but very happy tears, and it was also so much fun, and it was just such a great time, and it was so exciting to celebrate my sister and her now husband, and it was just so much fun. As for other things that I was loving in the month of November, I definitely didn't read a ton, but I did read Emma by Jane Austen, and I actually really enjoyed it. So very happy that I found a new classic that I really liked. And other than that, some music that I was loving, obviously like Midnight by Taylor Swift came out technically in October, but I just listened to it over and over again in November as well. I'm obsessed with it. And also Joe Curie released a new album called The Side. So that and Midnights, those were the only things I was really listening to in November, and just completely obsessed with both of them. So let me know anything that you were loving in the month of November as well. So the next spread isn't going to look like very much right now, but I think it's going to be a really fun spread for me to use throughout the month, and this is going to be my countdown to Christmas advent calendar sort of thing. So what I decided to do was draw the same kind of thing that I drew at the very beginning of this month's spreads, where you see like through the window, that kind of drawing. I decided to draw that, but just draw the outlines of everything. So I am just using my black pen to outline and draw everything, and I'm not going to color anything in right now because I thought it would be fun throughout the month leading up to Christmas to pick something each day to color in, and then by the end of the Christmas season, by Christmas Eve, the whole drawing will have been colored in. I just thought it was a little bit different, a little bit more fun to do for a kind of advent calendar in my journal, and I'm really excited to see this spread actually have some color to it instead of just being black and white. I think it'll be fun for me to do each day as well. And now we've finally made it to the weekly spreads. So all of my weekly spreads from this month look the same. I did this layout for all of them, this kind of horizontal kind of layout, and I'm just writing the days of the week. And I also draw some of the like fairy lights, the Christmas lights, kind of hanging off of all of the different boxes for this month, just to kind of bring a little bit of the Christmas cozy vibes to the weekly spreads without taking up too much space and making sure I have plenty of space to write what I need in each day. But that is going to be it for my December bullet journal setup. So here's a flip through of all of the final spreads. I'm pretty happy with how the whole thing turned out, and I think the window thing was pretty cool, and I definitely was nervous about doing it at first, but I think it made me definitely want to challenge myself and try some more fun things like that in my journal in the future. If you set up a bullet journal this month, definitely let me know what you decided to do for your theme for December. I would love to know. And also, this is going to be the final bullet journal video for this year. So thank you all so much for joining me for another year of bullet journaling. And I'm so excited to keep these videos going, these journaling videos going in 2023. But once again, thank you all so much for watching. Happy holidays, and I will see you in my next one.